The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
The San Antonio Spurs front office facing accusations today of covering up the actions of former player Joshua Primo.
As RJ Marquez reports, a former team employee is now suing the Spurs front office and Primo after she claimed Primo exposed himself to her multiple times during therapy sessions.
It took the Spurs 10 months to do the right thing. That's too long. My hope is that all who hear can learn from this.
Dr. Hillary Cawthon speaking publicly for the first time about allegations against former Spur Josh Primo. Cawthon claims in a lawsuit filed today in Bexar County that Primo exposed himself to her 9 times during individual sessions dating back to December.
I asked for help. I gave options. My voice and my feelings, my actionable items were silenced. Due to their inaction and protection of their assets.
The lawsuit states Cawthon reported Primo's alleged actions to the Spurs in January and met with general manager Brian Wright in March. But by July, she was frustrated with the team's inaction. The lawsuit says she was allowed to work from home and stop traveling with the team, but she was ultimately asked to continue to meet with Primo. The Spurs did not renew her contract this past August.
The right thing is saying, no, this is not okay. To hold people accountable, to make systemic change, and to protect those that suffer in silence.
Houston-based attorney Tony Busby filed the lawsuit against the Spurs and Primo, claiming the organization ignored Cawthon's repeated reports of indecent exposure.
Organizations can no longer choose what they call their assets, that is, players like Mr. Primo, over people. Hiding conduct like this isn't acceptable.
In a statement to KSAT 12, Josh Primo's lawyer said in part that his client is being victimized and that he never intentionally exposed himself to her or anyone else.
Now, Busby told us earlier today that he would file a criminal complaint against Josh Primo and expects charges. Now, as far as head coach Greg Popovich, Cawthon said that she was told that Pop was made aware of the allegations in June, but by then she felt that no action would be taken. Reporting in Houston, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Now, the Spurs organization released their first public statement since that lawsuit was filed, saying, quote, "We disagree with the accuracy of the facts, details, and timeline presented today. While we would like to share more information, we will allow the legal process to play out. Our organization remains committed to upholding the highest standards and will continue to live by our values and culture," end quote.
Crime scene evidence and forensics, a big part of testimony heard today in the trial of a 19-year-old accused of murder. Mario Darte is accused of the September 2020 murder of 16-year-old Sebastian Diaz. Diaz was at an apartment complex on the north side to sell drugs to Darte and his cousin. That's when the deadly shooting took place. In court today, crime scene photos, shell casings, and DNA swabs, all a part of evidence admitted and talked about to the jury. But the defense had issues with some of the evidence, as a crime scene technician testified that not all of the evidence was tested.
So according to your own testimony, even though you collected the evidence, no one's ever made any attempt to identify who the contributors of that DNA at the scene was. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Darte's trial is expected to continue tomorrow. If found guilty, he faces up to life in prison.
A San Antonio father is in jail after his 2-month-old baby died from a chest injury. Jail records show that 34-year-old Moises Rodriguez told police that he was carrying his infant son while multitasking and accidentally dropped the baby. Rodriguez says that his son was unresponsive when he took him to the hospital. The arrest affidavit says the child's death was not consistent with the fall that Rodriguez described. The child had rib fractures in various stages of healing and had serious sustained chest trauma. Rodriguez is charged with felony intentionally causing serious bodily injury to a child. His bond is set at $125,000.
An elderly woman is undergoing hours of surgery after she woke up to a car crashing into her home. A driver tore through her house and ended up pinning the woman under the car. Her family tells Camila Juarez what it was like having to walk in to the aftermath.
It's just the worstest thing I've ever seen in my life.
When Rachel Shrewsbury arrived to her grandmother's house on Martin Luther King Street, she was shocked to find her grandmother trapped under a Nissan SUV lodged into the house. The only layer of protection was a mattress.
Of hearing my 79-year-old grandmother cry for help. Get me out, I can't breathe.
These orange markings from police show that the driver was coming down South Grimes and right into the house.
Everything she's worked for and stuff like that, just so somebody can come and just take everything away.
The 79-year-old woman is now undergoing surgery. Her ribs, legs, and ankles are broken. The recovery will be long.
She's in so much pain.
After the crash, the driver took off and has not been arrested. Shrewsbury wants him to turn himself in.
But as long as he's out there driving around and like nothing happened, that kind of bothers me.
The driver of the Nissan faces charges of failure to stop and render aid. Code enforcement is inspecting the home to see if it's salvageable. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Moving forward and rebuilding trust. Gary Patterson, the interim superintendent for Uvalde CISD, says that is his focus. He's been meeting with families of the Robb Elementary victims to find out what they want and what they need from the district. Patterson says he knows that faith in the district was broken on May 24th and that in the months that have followed, but he plans to do all he can to restore that by listening to the community. Patterson was appointed after Dr. Hal Harrell announced his retirement. Harrell is now working as the superintendent emeritus, helping Patterson in his transition.
It's not about trying to fill certain shoes. It's a transition for the district and the community. Transition from many years of Dr. Harrell to now a new administration moving forward. And so it's change. Change is hard for school people. Change is hard for anyone.
You can find more of this interview on KSAT.com. Now, Patterson says that he knows this is a tough time for everyone in the community, so he hopes to provide an encouraging environment for teachers, students, and their families to come together.
The San Antonio Missions could have a new owner by the end of the month. Next week, City Council will be discussing transferring the lease of Wolf Stadium to a new owner named Designated Bidders, LLC. According to the council agenda for next Thursday, the sale of the team has been approved by Major League Baseball and is contingent on City Council approval of a new lease assignment. Now, Graham Weston is among the members that make up that group looking to buy the San Antonio Missions. He's a well-known real estate investor and the former CEO of Rackspace. Now, no word yet on a bigger question here, if the new owners would keep Wolf Stadium in the future or perhaps build a new venue. Last night, we sat down with candidate for Texas Governor Beto O'Rourke. And while Greg Abbott hasn't made himself available for us to interview just yet, Tiffany Huertas caught up with him today in Bexar County and reports on how the governor hopes to fix some of the issues facing the state.
Governor Greg Abbott spoke about different issues, from his plans to fight fentanyl to securing the border.
I want you to hire 87,000 Border Patrol agents.
Governor Greg Abbott made a campaign stop in Von Army.
One of the worst things going on the border is the deadly fentanyl coming across the border.
Families whose children died from fentanyl shared their stories. Abbott shared how he would combat fentanyl.
And we will label fentanyl for what it is. It is fentanyl poisoning. And then the second thing is this. The people who are lacing it on there and then knowingly selling it to somebody else, I want to increase their penalty and ensure that they will be charged with murder.
People from all over Bexar County and surrounding communities filled this local business to hear from the governor and State Representative John Lujan. One Elmendorf resident is interested in issues related to the border.
I've never even imagined anything like this border situation until it started happening, and it keeps going on and on.
Abbott also mentioned education, the economy, and how he plans to use extra funds.
And I want to use at least half of that $27 billion to return it to you with the largest property tax cut in the history of the state of Texas.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
And if you missed it last night on the Night Beat, Steve Spreester sat down with Democratic challenger Beto O'Rourke. The former congressman was asked about everything from immigration to Uvalde. To see the full interview with O'Rourke, just go to KSAT.com. Election Day is just 5 days away now, and there's a wide range of candidates on the ballot all across Texas. Max Massey sat down with the chairs of both the Bexar County Democrats and Bexar County Republicans to talk about the tops of their tickets.
At the top of our ticket locally, we have our DA's race, which is Joe Gonzalez, and we have our county judge's race with Judge Peter Sakai.
The Bexar County judge race and district attorney's race they're obviously at the top of mind for both parties.
We're focusing on Commissioner's Court because that's this year, and we have two good candidates there. We have Grant Moody and we have Trista Berry. We have Mark LaHood running for DA, which is a great candidate.
But the Bexar County Democrats are also keying in on the race for governor.
Beto's still the top of our ticket. He has been covering Texas like a blanket and making sure that he touches everyone. But it takes every county to do the same, and I believe that's what we're doing here in Bexar County.
While the local GOP is concentrated more on making changes here at home.
That we, as the party of the Republican Party of Bexar County, need to focus on our Bexar County races. We need to vote for, support all the other candidates, whether they're state or federal. But if we don't fix our own backyard here in Bexar County, we cannot expect those in Washington to fix our nation or those in Austin to fix our state.
And with both parties talking about the issues that run deep in the state of Texas.
When we say go blue, I mean, go for what your conscience is about, right? We're all about making sure that we pay our educators. We're all about making sure that, we're not against guns. We just want to make sure that those that have guns are properly trained and are of the proper age.
As for the local GOP, when it comes to Commissioner's Court and Bexar County Judge, there are some top priorities.
Funding the Sheriff's Department properly so we can truly have a Sheriff's Department that will go out there, arrest malfeasance and criminals, bring them in, put them in the jail, and that jail also needs to be repaired.
And we had extensive conversations with both the chair of the local GOP and the chair of the local Democrat Party. We talked about everything from Governor Greg Abbott to the opponent, Beto O'Rourke. We talked about the future of each party, and we're going to have a lot more coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock Friday. For now, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
All right, now time for a look at TransGuide. We're getting a look at I-35 North and Loop 410. And things are moving, but just slowly, as typical this time of day. But looks like there's no big traffic issues other than just, everybody trying to get home from work.
Yeah, just, I-35 in general. Look outside with live cam. This is a pretty picture. Fewer clouds than this time yesterday, but that humidity is hanging around, at least for now, Adam.
Yeah, it sure is sticky outside. You notice that mugginess. And this time of year when we have longer nights, that gives fog and the low clouds a chance to develop, more opportunity to develop. And I do anticipate the low clouds really filling in tonight and some dampness again to start the day tomorrow. Dew point is 63, south-southeasterly wind at 14 miles per hour. Temperatures low 80s to upper 70s. Comfort 78, Bandera 77, Divine 82, and Seguin now at 85 degrees. It'll be humid through this evening, of course, with those increasing clouds, a little bit of fog, and just some light sprinkle activity developing overnight and for the morning commute. But what we're focusing on is that storm potential tomorrow evening. I'm going to have an update and our latest thoughts on what you can expect and where coming right up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Adam. Thank you. The San Antonio City Council easing some regulations today that are supposed to help with some of the city's affordable housing goals. But there's a concern here about how investors may try to exploit that instead. We'll explain next.
Tonight on the Night Beat, a so-called challenge picking up steam on social media. One San Antonio woman says she's a victim and caught the car theft on camera. Why her car may have been targeted. And an appeal to stay in office, what Governor Greg Abbott has to say on several major issues. This as we count down the days to election. Plus.
Hi, I'm with KSAT 12. I do the behind the kitchen door. Uh-oh.
This worker surprised to see our Tim Gerber this week. The business caught operating without a proper permit and the changes they've made since this inspection. Tonight on the Night Beat.
The city of San Antonio just eased the regulations for building accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, behind your home. It's part of nearly 200 code amendments today, also known as granny flats, casitas, or in-law suites. These separate living quarters can be used as rental properties or homes for aging relatives.
But there's a lot of concern here about them being used as Airbnbs or other short-term rentals. Garrett Berger tells us what the city says it is now doing about that concern. Garrett.
Well, the city's housing plan calls for making more ADUs in order to help with affordable housing. And the eased regulations that were passed today could help encourage that. Now, starting in January, new ADUs can be built larger and closer to property lines. They can have more bedrooms and have separate utilities from the main home. But from council's discussion, it was clear that council members were concerned about them being used for unoccupied short-term rentals like Airbnbs. To be clear, that is already not allowed. Owners can rent out their ADUs, short or long term, but they also have to live on site. They can't just rent out both buildings on the property. But short-term rentals are an issue in general, and the head of Development Services says a separate item on hiring a new third party to help enforce illegal ones will likely come back to council next month.
There's things that we're going to continue to do, investigate complaints, work at, bringing everybody into compliance. But we're going to have to continue to monitor the ADUs if we get more of them and how they stay in compliance with any short-term rental or owner occupancy requirement.
The director says there are roughly 3,200 to 3,300 active permitted short-term rentals, but there are probably a couple hundred more operating illegally. Now, despite the lengthy discussion on this item, council passed it unanimously along with the other amendments. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Garrett. Let's take a look outside with Sky 12 flying above downtown here this evening. It is sticky out there. It is definitely humid. I am looking forward to that going away. Adam Caskey.
Well, and we've had quite a stretch of time this fall with a lack of humidity and lack of mugginess.
Let's bring it back.
Right. Well, now we're kind of
anytime soon, though, right?
Well, now we're kind of shifting, okay? And it's an extended time with humidity and just short breaks away from. But remember, it takes humidity to make the rain, and that's one reason why we've had some damp mornings with the sprinkles, drizzle, and just dampness that doesn't really add to anything. We're going to have that again tomorrow morning. Humid except for the weekend. Haha, there you go, Myra. Perfect timing for you. This weekend, we sweep away the humidity. And we've got an update on those Friday storm chances for the evening hours. Let's get right to what we're expecting tomorrow evening. The storm outlook is basically from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the time frame. Most of it east of San Antonio, possibly even all of it east of San Antonio. There's a slight chance we could have a few develop here in town. And if we do see a few of them pop up, there is the slight chance of a strong to severe thunderstorm with a straight line wind gust being the primary culprit and primary threat. Basically, bottom line, plan for most of us dry and breezy. I'm going to get into the futurecast in a moment. First of all, you look at our rain chances tomorrow, it's 30% all day, but that's just for sprinkles the first half of the day. 6 to 10 p.m. is when we have that 30% chance of a few storms. And by the way, if you live between I-10 and I-37, we're talking Hallettsville, Seguin, Cuero, Falls City, you get the idea. Floresville, you have a higher chance of those thunderstorms developing and hitting your area, but locally, only about a 30% shot. Here's a big picture. You see this swirl here over the Four Corners states. That's the upper level low, the upper level disturbance. It's digging southward nicely. It's just not setting itself up in an ideal location to bring us the good widespread soaking rain. That's all going to be north of us, but it will help swing a cold front through. So let's go through time here with our futurecast. 7 a.m. tomorrow, gray sky, a few spritzes and sprinkles, a little bit of dampness here and there. Even through the noon hour, we'll see that. Then we'll break out into some sunshine for the afternoon. Cold front hits around 7 p.m. This is 7 p.m. and it's one of those situations where here we're on the very tail end of the activity. Most of it's going to be Austin, northward up I-35, even into the Plain States. We're going to be right on the tail end of it, and I like how this futurecast really indicates that. 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit clipping New Braunfels, then over toward Gonzales area, and likely filling in coverage a little bit more around Karnes County, Gonzales County, Lavaca, DeWitt counties. That's where we have the better chance of seeing the showers and thunderstorms, and that would be closer to 10, 11 p.m. Of course, we'll take what we can get. Look at the newest drought monitor updated today. Extreme and exceptional drought around San Antonio, Bexar County, and even surrounding areas. and exceptional is the worst drought category you can be in. But as a whole, across the state, now 70% of Texas in drought, and that's actually a 4% improvement. That's something for us. Today, well above average, 69 in the morning, 84 for the high temperature in the afternoon. And you do see some cooler air off to the northwest of us. That's part of the cold front that's going to hit us, but it's not going to have a huge impact on our afternoon temperatures. Just some morning temperatures will be changed. So 82 right now will be 70, right near 70 degrees in the morning. By the afternoon, we'll get back into the 80s. 83 in Leon Springs, 86 in Elmendorf, Castroville 85 along with New Braunfels. Again, mainly just sprinkles most of the day, then a slight chance of a few quick, narrow window, brief thunderstorms in the early evening hours. And then this weekend, with the lack of humidity, back down to 52 by Sunday morning with highs near 80. But the humidity returns next week, and I think most, if not all, the high school football games locally should be okay.
All right. That is good news for our Greg Simmons.
Crossed.
There
you go.
You have enough on your plate in the sports world. What do you got cooking up for us?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, when it comes to UTSA, they haven't been able to win in Birmingham. UAB has been a problem. In fact, head coach Jeff Traylor said today they've been snake bit lately. That's UAB, but certainly not at home. When we come back, more about that big game coming up and one step closer to a title for SAFC coming up. When the UTSA Roadrunners travel to Birmingham this Saturday to face the Blazers, they'll be looking for their first road win against UAB. The Blazers lead the all-time series 4-2, with UTSA capturing their most recent meeting last year in San Antonio with a narrow 34-31 win to capture the Conference USA West Division title. Now the Roadrunners are looking for their second straight 5-0 start in conference play.
Are we desperate or are we prosperous? Man, it's been a while since we've lost, right? What does that Texas locker room, what did that feel like? What did that Houston locker room feel like? We'll experience that again Saturday if we don't play desperate. This is a really good football team that's very well coached, that's had, they've been snake bit at the end of ball games. On the road, mind you. They haven't been snake bit at home.
Kickoff in Birmingham on Saturday is set for 2:30 p.m. Like the Roadrunners, the Texas Longhorns will have their hands full when they fly to Manhattan to face 13th-ranked Kansas State Saturday night. The Longhorns are now 2.5-point favorites, despite the fact they're coming off a bye week following a narrow 41-34 loss to Oklahoma State. And Kansas State blanked the Cowboys 48-0 in Manhattan just last weekend. Now the Horns look for their first road win of the season with the win over OU, of course, at a neutral site not considered. Last week, the team held a players-only meeting, and this was what was said.
We were just, harping on, we just got to take it one day at a time. We can't look at, us winning out or us trying to get to a Big 12 championship. Like, we can't look at that anymore because, when adversity hits, then that's what we start thinking about. And then it just really, it hurts the team. So we just got to take, every practice one day at a time and understand that, everything's in front of us, but we got to, take it, by one step.
You got it. Win the day. Kickoff in Kansas between Texas and Kansas State on Saturday is set at 6 p.m. When the Fighting Texas Aggies face the Florida Gators this Saturday morning in College Station, both teams will be looking for just their second SEC win. Bo Kimmelman to Saturday's showdown with a 1-4 conference records, with the Aggies 3-5 overall compared to the Gators 4-4. Both teams are coming off losses. The Gators were blown out by number 1 ranked Georgia 42-20, while the Aggies fell to Ole Miss at home 31-28 and are now trying to snap out of a 4-game tailspin. And keep in mind, just a doink away from being 2-6 after that missed field goal against Arkansas. Now going forward with freshman Connor Wegman at quarterback with his first start.
He did a great job. He came in there, took the man of the huddle, and stepped up when he was needed. And you don't expect nothing less from him. He's a great person and a great asset for this team.
All right, kickoff at Kyle Field is set for 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. San Antonio SC will be one step closer to United Soccer League Championship if they can get by Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC this Sunday in the Western Conference Finals. That's after head coach Alan Marcina, goalkeeper Jordan Farr, and defender Mitchell Taintor were all named finalists to the 2022 USL Championship Awards. That's after SAFC tied the league records for most wins at 24, road wins with 13, and shutouts with 17. But all that won't matter if they can't get by the Switchbacks on Sunday night.
Two very, very good teams, two contrasting styles. It will come down to who's able to execute, consistently throughout the game.
it's really difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season, especially a team as good as Colorado. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a bunch of good players going at each other, a bunch of great teams. So it's going to be a great atmosphere, and it's going to be a great game. But we just got to execute, and hopefully everything will fall into place.
And they're hoping for another big sellout crowd on hand at Toyota Field, and I think they will get just that.
All right.
We're looking forward to it. Lots of history between those teams.
Absolutely, especially this season. You got it.
Thanks for that, Greg.
Our KSAT Q&A coming up next. We're talking to Peter Sakai, the Bexar County judge candidate on the Democratic side.